Hello, this is Diane Dalton. This lesson is going to focus on backup and recovery in Windows 7. What will we cover? We're going to look at how to create a backup, both a full backup or a selective backup. We'll look at how you can restore your files from that backup, and we'll look at creating a system image, which is something that can be used when you have a more severe problem with your computer. So what is a backup? It's a copy of the important files and folders on your computer hard drive that you would not want to lose in the event of a disk failure. It is possible that everything you have should be backed up, but there's times when you want to do a backup of just your personal files or perhaps of just your operating system. So you can do a selective backup which focuses just on particular files and folders. So where do you want to save your backup? The most important thing is you want it to be on some sort of different media than your original data. The reason for having the backup is in case of the mechanical failure of your hard drive. So what some good options include a DVD, perhaps a flash drive, another hard drive that's connected through the network, or an external hard drive. And depending on how much data you choose, some of these options might not be feasible for all of your backup choices. Clearly a DVD and flash drive have more limited storage space. So how do you create it? You go to the control panel and to the link that says Backup Your Computer. Click on this option here. It says Set Up Backup. First choice you have to make is where are you going to create your backup. And then it says, what do you want to back up? This is where you can be selective. I encourage you to click on this link and see how Windows decides what to do. If Windows chooses, and that's this option, let Windows choose, it will create a backup of all your data files, important default Windows folders, and many other things. If you select the other option, let me choose, that would be a selective backup. That might be where you just choose to back up your documents or your pictures. You can do that at any time, and of course those might fit on a smaller media. Now, this is another option as part of the wizard, is when and how often do you want to do this? Do you want to do this on a weekly basis, a daily basis, what time of day? If you're going to do this to a DVD or to a flash drive that has to be plugged in, you need to make sure that that will be there at the time that you select your backup to repeat. And then the last thing is to save those settings, and it will actually run and create a backup right at the time that you configure this backup, and then it will repeat it on your schedule. Now if you just want to go create a backup on any particular day, you can go back to this same window, the Backup and Restore option in the control panel, and you can select the backup now. You can also review the settings that you have made for your scheduled backups. Now, if you're doing a selective backup, it gives you the choice to go drill down and look at the different folders, both first of all your libraries and then anything on your computer drive. So you can drill down and expand your folders to select exactly what you want. Now, if you need to restore from that backup, the command to restore is also on that same page, the Backup and Restore page, and you click on the Restore My Files. Then you need to browse and find what media contains my backup that I want to use, that I want to restore from. In this case, I had a small backup, a selective backup of some picture files that I put on a flash drive. Then you can even selectively restore different files and folders. So looking at the two different folders that I had selected for my backup, I'm going to choose to only restore one of those folders, Family Album, so I select that. I add that folder to my restore. You can see here now that folder has been added to my restore group. When I hit next, it says, where do you want to restore these files? Do you want to put them back in the original location, or do you want to restore them to some new location, in which case you can pick a new folder. I chose in the original location. And since there were existing files there, it gave me the option or the question, do you want to overwrite or copy or create a duplicate? You'll need to decide what you want to do on that. But then when it has been completed, you will get this message and you just need to click finish and you are done with that restore. Now, sometimes things go really bad. I think you've all heard of it. Hopefully it hasn't happened to you. Hopefully it won't happen to you. But before things go really bad with your computer, it's important while things are working well to create a system repair disk. From the backup and restore page in your control panel system settings, there's an option on the left side to say create a system repair disk. System repair disk can be used to reboot your computer. It'll also contain some recovery tools to help you recover Windows from some error. So after you've created your disk, you put that CD or DVD into your DVD drive and boot your system. And your option will come up in the Windows Boot Manager, which we'll talk about in a later lesson, but you will see the Windows setup. You want to select that. And from there, it's going to look at what operating systems you do have installed, most likely Windows 7. And then you're going to pick what do you want to do. And that would be a more advanced class, but you can explore some of these different issues of what you might need to do should you have a complete failure. Now, restore points are similar to a backup, but they're not exactly the same as a complete backup. It's really just a snapshot of your current system settings. Now, this would be your users, your favorites, your desktop things, all of these. And you can create a restore point. If you're going to be making some changes or installing some software, you might want to create a new restore point so that you can go back to that. You can revert to it in case you create something that you didn't intend to. So that's what you can do with a restore point. Now, the important thing to note about a restore point, it does not include any of your personal files. This is only about the settings for the computer. So you need to create a backup that would include your pictures, your documents, all your libraries and such. Now, if you need to restore using a restore point, it's on that same page. It's on the system page. I guess this is to create it. You go to the Advanced System Settings. You need to get to the System Protection page or tab, and the first step is to click the Create button. You get this little dialog box that says type a description, so you might want to put something in there. The date and time are automatically added to the restore point, and it doesn't take very long, and it comes back and indicates that your restore point was created successfully. And by not very long, I think about 30-40 seconds. Now, if you need to restore from that, from this same dialog box, the System Protection tab, you could click System Restore. And here you're going to look at what do you want to do. You're going to go with the recommended restore, which will be the most recently created one. You'll confirm that. Okay, here's the one that was created, when it was created. Is that the one you want to use? Yes. It's restoring things on drive C. You click Finish, and it will be done. So, in conclusion, it's important for you to follow good practices to keep your computer healthy and running efficiently. It's good practice to routinely back up all of your data files and make sure you create and keep the system repair disk for your computer in case of a serious problem.